Okay, Paul here from Rotec Engineering. We've been working on some Jabiru conversions for LCH, and we're working on two engines here, but this particular engine here has just come in. Just a quick note too, check your Jabiru engines. We're noticing that the starter motors are loose. Look at this. Obviously there's O-rings in there or something, but the whole yoke of the starter motor is just flapping about or twisting on the bolts. And this one's just come in and it's doing the same thing. Not as bad, but still it's loose. So check that. Alright, there's a logbook here. This engine's come out of a Brumby. Customers bought the engine alone. It says here, new engine, Jabiru engine, fitted to Brumby aircraft, serial number 011, Jabiru installation manual, engine test, Brumby flight test schedule, signed off, and then at 24.1 hours they had the oil change and the cylinder heads retorqued. So at 24.1 hours it's had its heads retorqued. Very unusual. So we go on here. They did some leak down tests. The numbers look okay, but I'm not convinced. And that was at 82 hours. At 110 hours, they had some heads taken off. The cylinder head was removed on the number 6 cylinder. It had valves and seats replaced, rocker bushes installed, push rods replaced, and then at 110 hours, the engine was removed and brought to us. Now, what we're doing on this engine is we're fitting the liquid cooled heads, and these are the heads that came off that engine. So there's the number 6. As you can see, even in the early hours, less than 100 hours, the heads have got recessing here, and this brown spot here, which is very typical, is showing where the gas is starting to leak out of the head. Same here. Not so bad here, but there is signs of it, and the same here. Now, this head here has been sandblasted. This is the number 6 cylinder head. And again, you've got ridging up in this hot spot here. See there's a ridge forming there, but nothing there in the cold area, the front of the head, around the inlet valve. But a definite ridge there. And every one of these heads has got that ridge right on that same spot. We see that every single time. Again, these are the thin-finned heads. They're their latest design. This head's been sandblasted and reconditioned. And as you can see, there's been detonation here. Detonation around the exhaust valve and right around here. Again, very common. So we'll be fitting a set of liquid cooled heads to this engine and all those problems will be solved. If I rotate this engine, this is the engine that those heads have come off. You can see the gas leaks here. Very typical. Always in the same area. Always in this quadrant here around the exhaust port and the hot area of the head. Not so bad here, but it will occur. This is very common. Very common. You can even see remnants of it on this engine as well. See the heat here. Anyway, so I just thought I'd share that with you. Now these baffles here, see these baffles? A lot of people think that they should go on the underside like on a Volkswagen engine, so that the air would go through the cylinders and deflect and go outwards. But that's not what Jabiru used them for. Jabiru used them as masks. They don't want air to go through the cylinders, although that seems contradictory, but they actually are trying to stop air from going through the cylinders and force more through the heads. So by taking these and putting them on the bottom with it, which a lot of people do, you actually make things worse because you're actually allowing air to flow more through the cylinders and less through the heads. Quite often on engines you'll see 4 of these on the top, and again they're designed to put air through the air-cooled heads. But forget that, with our liquid-cooled heads we don't need any of that. In fact, we cut these cable ties and we throw these bits of crap in the bin. because our heads are liquid cooled, and of course we don't rely on any forcing of air through them. We allow the air to flow through the cylinders as normally, and of course we've got the liquid cooling doing 90% of the cooling task. Okay, bye for now.